All right, so today was the second of 3 readings before Tisha B'Av. These 3 weeks recall the destruction of the temples. The fast of the 17th of Tammuz marks the anniversary of when the Babylonians breached the walls of Jerusalem prior to the destruction of the first temple. After these weeks of admonition comes 7 weeks of consolation. The word admonition means a cautionary reminder. We are reminded about the destruction of the temples by the Babylonians and the Romans. King Solomon built the first temple. King David wanted to make some type of protective tent for the ark, but God wouldn't let him because he had killed someone during battle. In the major room of the temple was gigantic. The major room of the temple, the ceiling was 180 feet long, 90 feet wide, and 50 feet high. The temple was made of cedar that was given to Solomon by King Hiram. Huge stones were quarried by thousands of laborers who were forced into working incredibly long and difficult shifts, sometimes up to a month at a time. The temple put Solomon in incredible debt, which he paid for by giving up land. Ritual sacrifice was the main form of prayer. 400 years later, the Babylonians destroyed the temple in 586 BCE. The prophets Ezra and Nehemiah would lead a group of Israelites to rebuild it 70 years later. At about the time of Jesus' life, King Herod used the second temple and made architectural changes and upgrades. The second temple was so large that 1 million people could be accommodated. With stones weighing up to 400 tons, it literally stopped the Roman conquerors in their tracks. At that time, Jerusalem fell under Roman rule, but was still the center of Judea and the Jewish world. Once a year during Passover, masses of Jews would travel to Jerusalem. The structural and logistical difficulties in dealing with the influx baffled and annoyed Herod. Vast renovations improved the structural integrity and functionality of the temple. Herod built a huge plaza that would encompass the temple proper. A huge wall was erected around the building and around the edges of Mount Moriah. Huge amounts of dirt filled the walls and created a temple mount. The walls of the plaza surrounded the boxed-in Mount Moriah. The plaza, about the size of 6 football fields, is the site of the various religious sites to this day. The retaining walls were so strong it was considered a miracle that they were able to hold the huge amounts of earth, which was the Temple Mount. These walls, the Kotel, are the most holy site in Judaism to this day. In the Torah portion, Matot talks of the various tribes of Israel. Although there are many tribes, many seals, many ideals, the 12 tribes were to be united as one under God. There is room for different opinions, locations, colors, brands, races, but in the end, the belief in and of God unites all Jews. The message of Matot, as we remember the destruction of the temples, is that although the temples are physically destroyed, if we, as a united front of Jews, follow God's words and remember his covenant and do acts of chesed and mitzvot, we can and always will have God's presence in each of us. Furthermore, the path toward the future, days of happiness and peace, the days of the Messiah, can only come if we, the Jews, are united to the cause. That we are committed to God and his word, that we are committed to one another and to our communities, that we stand together as one. Regardless of whether or not you wear a suit like Bill or shorts like me, or pray from a book or an iPad, are Reform, Reconstructionist, Orthodox or secular, American, Moroccan, Republican, Democrat, male, female, straight, LGBTQIA, tall, short, old or young, you count, you are meaningful, you are a Jew and you belong. What a great community. What a great religion. What a great synagogue and minyan to belong to. Shabbat shalom. One love.